What's going on? Let me get some more Starfield going. Before we get started, thank you for joining me, Yaboisycblat. Hit me with a follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube. Lots of retro stuff going on. Lots and lots of retro stuff. Trying to hit everything that I possibly can, just to keep retro gaming alive, and I feel like it's working pretty well. Audio sounds pretty good. So, let's go.
Captain! Over here.
Let's bracket.
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone.
Oh.
Of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Vae Victis. Woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin. A title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come. He would have happily told you he was one of the greats. Ultimately, though, it didn't matter. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death, on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned. My areas of expertise are pretty specific, but messed up families are up there. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here. Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Let's give it to him.
Captain, that's the president of the colonies.
I don't give a fuck.
Vanguard.
Certainly comfortable speaking your mind now, aren't you? Not an unwelcome quality considering the circumstances. Regardless, let's get to business. We have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
That's quite the leap, Captain.
Look at
Madam
your hair,
President,
bro.
I object to the very premise of this
Not the
meeting.
physical hair itself, but like,
While no one would argue that what happened on
weird
Tau
stuff
City
going
was
around
anything less than a tragedy, terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic, and at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
get
I
fucked.
would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask how many deaths the Cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And
No.
while there should be no
Keep
doubt,
it civil,
the
start with that
preservation of
dickhead.
life stands paramount among this body's duties. Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
Looked like it could have fucked up a whole city.
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
I'm uncomfortable opening the archives without gathering more information. However, if that's the path forward you prefer, then so be it.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
I suppose that does get to the heart of the point, doesn't it? Very well. I consent. The galaxy was lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
Attention. Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Oh, you
Terramorphs.
dickheads feel like it's a little more
Attacks.
pressing now that it's happening to
Just
you.
as predicted.
That's crazy.
Good God.
Damn it.
What about you?
They're here. Now.
What about you?
There.
Feel like
There
a
must
fucking
be
idiot
another
yet?
explanation. The
You feel like a
creatures
fucking idiot yet?
evaded our
No,
scanning.
no, no.
somehow.
Stay there. Stay there.
There will be
No, no, no,
plenty
no,
of
no,
time
no.
for
Stay there.
conjecture
Stay there.
later.
Do you feel stupid
Chief
yet?
Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain
stupid
the
yet?
things, but
You look
do
pretty
it
worried.
discreetly.
Look
The
worried.
last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide
What about you?
support.
You feel stupid
I'll
yet?
make the order myself.
Huh?
The nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is
Feel
off
stupid?
world.
Feel fucking stupid?
It's going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them
We're in
how
here
it's done.
talking about how the
We're on it, ma'am.
Terramorph attack could
Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down
potentially
there.
happen elsewhere and cause much more casualties. Her. This guy to the left. Well, very skeptical. And now there's a Terramorph attack right where we're at. So, interesting. Good plot. Thank you to whoever decided that would be the plot of this. Oh, what's up, yo?
You! The EM rifle, grab it! Now!
Stop! We're trying to help What are you doing? EM fire, Captain!
Whoa, 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 whoa. Did I shoot the wrong person? Did I shoot the wrong person? Are they being... No, they're being attacked. Okay, okay. I see what's
Like the last time.
Ah.
That's it!
Oh yeah, we're sticking with our normal modified Equinox that we got going on. Yo, smoke
Now hit him
crack.
with everything you've got!
Why were these guys even attacking in the first place? What? I don't know. I don't get that.
Thank God you got here when you did. I just wish it hadn't come to that.
Thank you, viewers, for coming to hang out.
Yeah,
Say
what
what's
the
up in the
hell
chat
happened
or
back
feel
there,
free to alert,
Captain?
whatever you decide
There's
you want
no
to do.
excuse for using lethal force here. Or you could have used the EM gun like you were ordered. These are lives you're playing with here. So get your head in the game. Understand? Now, officer, the way those people were acting, I've seen this before.
Oh,
They were under
that's
the
what it
Terramorph's
was.
influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming.
So I need to grab that gun.
We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
Okay, yeah.
Let's do it.
That's unlocked. Please, do what you can.
Okay, let's get this EM gun. Oh, shit. You for real right now, bro? Fuck, why does it keep going to that? What is that? Missions? So I didn't get that. Oh, yes, I did. Okay. This gun is non-lethal. Where I just murdered... Where these guys got murdered. This gun is non-lethal. So... I guess I should have used the non-lethal for that, but guess not. It is what it is, I'm not too worried about it. They were trying to do a bunch of crazy shit.
No time to waste, Captain. Stash the EM and pull some firepower. Let's move!
An evacuation order
Oh,
has
so
been
now we're
issued.
bringing out the real guns again. Okay.
Funds are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
You want backup? Don't just stand there.
I don't know what's behind me, but it needs to get the fuck out of the way. Quit yelling.
Captain! You're going to be okay. It's not real. Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's not real. You have to put down that morgue.
They're going to eat you alive.
What the fuck? Come on, give me the kill.
Spots. We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad. We're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over anymore. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
Alright, well, let's raid your guys for everything they got. Yeah, I can't use items if they're dead, right?
Ready for a fight?
Ooh, he's dodging. Look at that guy go. Come on, reload, bro. Ain't eating shit. You can eat my ass. Oh, he's coming in close. You gotta go. Oh, there's one back there. Now, do I have any rollables?
Captain?
It's over. Thank God. If these things reached the populated areas of the city, we would have had an absolute massacre on our hands.
Let's just run her all the way to the red real quick. Yeah, there we go.
Guess they weren't kidding about you two. Universe put the right people in the right place. Certainly doesn't feel like it.
I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting. Holmes.
That's a relief to hear. Thank you, gentlemen. Captain? Hadrian? It would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today. As well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sure fucking hope so.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the Cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the Terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative. We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us?
My knee won't pop.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
pardon. Chief Yassine, these orders...
Hi.
Vanguard Captain. You... Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require.
Yeah. Damn right.
That must make you my Vanguard Captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the Terramorph data and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know what the archives are, correct? It was a mutual agreement, but I suppose you touch on the spirit of it. So, you also know then that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done. I couldn't agree more. However, both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate. And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative. But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun?
Yeah, we'll go straight down the line.
The good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable. Now,
Good.
officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her. Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support. And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code. Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze. UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters,
Kinda fucked up.
which we suspect you can use to your advantage. But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell. So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen. Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you.
Name's Cameron Long. He's younger than Ratcliffe, bears less of a grudge towards the UC. He works closely with the ambassador, making him a promising source for information on the ins and outs of embassy life, and someone who very likely hates her guts.
Okay.
Yes, many. Don't steal anything. Don't get caught anywhere you're not supposed to. Absolutely do not harm anyone. If something goes wrong, we'll do our best to smooth things over, but I can't make any promises.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise.
And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
Captain, would you like to finish your brief? Official line is that you're... My suggestion is to... She's also got a staff member that might be more... Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the Armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
Well, these days, they're primarily considered a security threat. House Varun Zealots, a fundamentalist outshoot of the group that stayed behind when the rest retreated into seclusion, want nothing more than to send everyone not dedicated to their cause to the great serpent in the sky. But that hasn't always been the case. After they ended the Serpent's Crusade about 70 years back, House Varun did take a real run at trying to normalize relations with the rest of the galaxy. It's why they have an embassy here in the first place, why they were included in the Armistice negotiations. But then, without warning, they left, leaving behind, to our knowledge, just the ambassador and his duty under the Armistice.
It does, but there's a concern.
Always is a concern.
We're not 100%
Always.
sure Balmore's actually still alive.
Oh.
His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting.
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the Armistice. I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there.
Now, if you have additional questions or
Great.
require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind. Be smart out there, Captain.
Okay.
Okay.
Excuse me?
That lag spike I just saw on the stream was not on my screen. That was just on the stream. Pretty strange. Wait, where the fuck am I going? Over there?
Maybe we should stop for a moment at the memorial. You know, to pay our respects. Hard to believe it's been 2 decades since we were at war with the Collective, when it seems like only yesterday. Something you need? Goodbye.
I was gonna ask you where the memorial was, but guess not.
You are a visitor? You'll find the ambassador in her office. Go on through.
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby, offices, or...
I'm going to be upfront with you. I'm not happy visiting anything related to the Freestar Collective. But you lead, and I'll follow.
As in more than one? All that security, and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
You're allowed 3 places. Conference room, lobby, or the ambassador's office. You set foot anywhere else, there's going to be problems.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I am.
Do you have an appointment? What are you? Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy.
Yeah.
In order to protect us all.
Yep.
I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right.
I ain't begging for shit, lady. Give me it.
I was afraid of that. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I
How about
will
a
not be the
bullet
one
between your
responsible
eyes?
for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours and go? You're really gonna push this? All right, I will give you one chance, one, to convince me. Understood. I'm listening.
To the person you make successful choices. Choices can range from kind words to distractions to threats. Each choice has a difficulty. The higher the difficulty, the greater the chance the choice fails, but the more points you earn when you succeed. You can limit the number of choices you can make, but you can never fail and your last choice succeeds.
It's a job I take very seriously. It's why I'm even entertaining what you're suggesting right now. It's possible I might be letting my history cloud my judgment. Possibly. Oh, please.
Fucking
Buttering
bitch.
me up isn't gonna get us anywhere. Captain, I'm sorry, but my answer is not changing. The UC is just gonna have to find another way. Now, I presume you can see yourself out.
Guests can make themselves comfortable in the lobby.
You're a fucking bitch.
You know the drill, Vasco. Protocol Indigo means no deviations, no distractions, no dalliances, in short, no fun. Unless, as strictly defined by Sarah, said deviations, distractions, and dalliances are completely necessary in getting this fine vessel.
We're dead. We're all dead. The comms relay has been trashed. The whole room is trashed. We can't.
comms relay has been trashed. The whole room is trashed. We can't call for help.
You know the drill, Vasco. Protocol Indigo means no deviations, no distractions, no dalliances. In short, no fun. Unless, as strictly defined by Sarah, said deviations, distractions, and dalliances are completely necessary in getting this fine vessel, the Discovery-class Starship Frontier, back.
That woman is an absolute... Oh, sorry. Oh, what? You're the Vanguard captain, right? You know, I was about to board the Nat to the spaceport when the alarm triggered. Sounds like I got real lucky.
You did.
And like I've got you to thank for things not being a lot uglier.
You do.
Heard that, huh? Yeah, the ambassador likes to treat us like family. And she doesn't care for most of them either. But look, they said you were coming here on official business. The ambassador likes to handle all that personally.
Well, she's a bitch.
She does have trained diplomats here to help her. And I don't want to get shipped back to Aquila City, so you should probably go speak to her. You were sent for me? Huh, maybe... Let's go somewhere to talk. So you want me to work with you? But why now? Why me? No, I think that's a pretty safe assumption. And no other city should have to go through what happened here. So then, what would you need from me? The code machine? Only the ambassador's cleared for in there. Sorry. Okay, first you need her bio key, and that thing doesn't leave her side. Better chance of splitting the atom with a spoon than me getting that from her. Her quarters. Oh, that's doable. And you and the UC will be providing me with what for my services? Oh, wait, I thought you were looking to hire me. I'm not taking a bribe. Oh, no.
$51,000. So I mean, I really could come off the 8,000, I guess.
I can get you into Radcliffe's office. Okay, so there's a utility corridor that leads to the ambassador's quarters, which you can access through the main conference room. Here, the key. Whatever you do, don't let the guards see you entering or exiting the utility section, or you're gonna be in serious hot water. I'll keep an ear out for more instructions from the UC.
Hey. Do 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 do. Don't worry about me. I'm just trying to get over there. Where you going, buckaroo? Yeah, go on now. Bitch looking right. Ooh. Shut the door, shut the door, shut the door. Okay. Now we are in here. You're so sneaky. So very sneaky. So very sneaky. What the fuck? How did you get up here, bitch? Oh, this isn't good. Well, since I'm already in here, you got anything worth stealing?
Agent detected. Patching in playback.
Are you alright, Ambassador? It seems the Council of Governors has rejected my appeal to join. Again, which means you and I are stuck in this colonial rat cage until we die. But I think we might need to. We should expedite the process. What are you getting at, ma'am? I mean, my requests keep being rejected because they don't want to add a seat, right? But what if one opened up? The life is hard. In what it used to be. It's not like anyone would miss him. Eva, I think it's time to get some sleep. Just think about it. Maybe we can reach out to some experts at that sort of thing, huh? Good night, Eva.
Trying to get us thrown into prison.
No, I'm just stealing from her. Now my question is, are these going to be flagged in my inventory? Ooh, it kind of looks like it. Let's just drop. Boom. Whew. I'm afraid. What's up, bro? Ain't doing nothing wrong. I'm just chilling. What you up to? What's bragging? Hey, you.
Did I not make myself abundantly... Excuse me?
Yeah, I know what you're doing, bitch.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Blackmail.
No, no. If the council found out, I'd lose my position. I'd be exiled. I'd be... Look,
Yeah.
I believe we may have gotten off on the wrong foot. The issue at hand is one of trust, no? So perhaps if I can trust you to keep this little secret between us, then maybe we can find a way to trust the UC with access to the archives. Good, good. I appreciate you working with me. Just like I'm sure our great powers will. In fact, I think there's an opportunity here. Keep both our factions happy and ensure an air of legitimacy to the whole proceeding. I can only let you get the information on the Terramorphs. Anything else and people will get suspicious. And all research will need to be monitored. Freestar scientific observers making sure everything's being used for the right purposes. But those 2 items should be enough to allay any suspicions. What on earth are you... Now let's go get your code piece so you can be on your way.
I made her pay me too. Oh, that's so good. I wouldn't have, but she's being a bitch, so you know what? Pay me too. Pay me, how? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You thought I was gonna do it. I'd like to, but we're not gonna. Are we?
They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. It is reassuring to know there are still some people in this universe you can trust.
Trust? I blackmailed you. I blackmailed you to get this to happen. I didn't mean to go that way, bro.
The UC's recruited the right guy. We probably shouldn't be seen together, now that we're on the same side. Glad to see the UC knows talent when they see it.
Okay. Kind of fucked up, but we're making it.
When someone insults you, you want to just beat the shit out of them sometimes, but you don't.
Well, not quite what I was thinking, but that's actually a great example, Marcus. The man, I may not always have the perfect advice for people, but I try to just be here for them. I think that's what they really need more than anything else. Were you seeking worldly wisdom or just a friendly ear? Are you sure about that? I think we're all looking for something. I could be wrong, of course, wouldn't be the first time, but if you find you're desiring something more, perhaps the church can be of service. You might give something of our writings a read. See what you think. I'd recommend starting with Among the Graph Jumps. I'm sure there's a copy lying about somewhere. And if you'd like, we could have a little chat afterwards. I'll certainly be here for it, or any other reason you might need me. That's all right. I'm sure there must be a copy around here somewhere. Wonderful.
I just said that to get him off my back. fuck your plants. This old Greg's plants. Okay, let's sneak into this hole. This looks pretty fucked up.
This isn't what I expected at all. It appears the flora they were using as decor has overgrown the entire embassy.
Okay. Okay, so I already hacked in and turned the combat inhibitors off, so it should be good. I shouldn't get shot at, as far as I can tell.
I've never seen a tree like this before. It'd actually be more fascinating if its branches weren't blocking our way.
No, you're not gonna attack me, right? Oh yeah, you're gonna attack me.
Don't leave any of that behind. I don't even need a gun.
I didn't mean to take that, but fuck it. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. They locked me in the corner. Oh fuck. Okay, hold on.
Bring it on.
Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay, up. that ammo? It's hard to tell. Particle beam pistol, so yeah. Can't see shit, bro. Come on.
If you're searching them, make it quick. I don't know what's going on here, but whatever it is, it better be bullshit, I swear. Everybody's getting shot. Downstairs? What am I seeing? I made my crosshairs red. Okay, where are they? Oh, shit.
So, what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss.
Taking the VHS stick, big fella. Didn't mean to do that.
Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge and then... silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly? Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. On terror morphs, presumably. Do I see this all clearly? The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy, with little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Now, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
We'll do everything we can to make certain that happens.
Well, then I shall not fear. Please, follow me. Let's hope it still works. Let it be used for good. Will we all be so lucky next time the archives need to be accessed? Something to think on. The affairs of House Varun are our own. They left. That is all there is to be said on the subject. The affairs of House Varun... House Varun committed itself to the Armistice. This was said at the time to be the desire of the Great Serpent, and I do not believe the Serpent decides such things on a whim. So, when my brethren left, I remained. honoring the Serpent's will as I saw fit. This is the right of all his followers.
Fuck's sake, I'm just trying to get out of here. Whoa. So, we're gonna make it back. Head on out. Oh. What the fuck?
Captain, you're back sooner than... wait, did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement. That's incredible. I wasn't sure Radcliffe would ever get on board. I'm very much looking forward to getting the debrief on how precisely you managed to pull all this off.
I'm sure you would.
That'll have to wait for another time.
I'm sure
Regardless,
you would.
superlative work, Captain. And now,
Oh, gee, thanks.
I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the lab.
Yeah, bet.
Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior, Val. All right?
Best behavior.
Captain.
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules. Welcome, Captain, to the Archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin. Verified. Unlocking. You may proceed, Captain.
There you are.
Captain. Surprised to find out we're having visitors as we work.
Major Sinan and I were just discussing the merits of your planned interfactional cooperation. I think it's a great idea. Get them invested in the solution. Make it clear we've got nothing to hide.
I'm sure they'll be lovely house guests.
Now, Captain, if you wouldn't mind transferring the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing next steps.
Time for us to start getting some real answers, and figure out if we've been asking the right questions. So whenever you're ready. Acknowledged and accepted, Captain. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures. Should even be able to house its own cadre of independent observers. Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
Sergeant Yumi's looking for reliable people to help the guard. Contact him if you're interested. We'd all appreciate it.
Damn, this is a cool view from here.
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies? Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen? Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation. We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property. Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position. Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terramorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name. So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms? Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
Fuck, those cups all fall over for. That's weird.
I've lived in New Atlantis almost my entire life, and I had no idea this place even existed. The UC certainly excels at keeping secrets. I'll be fine. You go on ahead.
Welcome, Captain. Please, come down and approach the intercom. You and I should chat.
Who the fuck are you?
President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get, which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am? Not quite. I'm Francois Fanon, but most know me as Yaboisycblat. I was an admiral during the Colony War. One of its great villains, if you believe the slates. I was to be executed for my crimes. But the previous regime deemed me too valuable to simply discard. So they put me here. A sacrifice on the altar of peace. Even my death served the colonies. Very astute. That's my daughter. My progeny you've been working alongside. Has she shared with you the nature of our little family? Did she? So willing to trust Hadrian. I never did succeed in driving that out of her. Our relationship has always been a challenging one. The Major was born to become a great leader, carry on the legacy I established, and was given all the finest training to support it. And she excelled. But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, it's placed even more crucial work in front of the two of you. And I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've set out to do. After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their recovery teams, helping them gather intelligence on, locate, and organize scenarios to lure in some of the criminals that evaded justice after the colony war. With quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, I managed to find something else. The names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, I need something dealt with. One task. That's all I require. There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Reginald Orlays. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colony's more problematic lines of research. Mech weapons were his specialty. If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the colony war ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track him down and deal with him, however you're able. I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done, and I'll tell you what I know. Good. According to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria, Wolf System. There's a star station in the vicinity, the Den. The head of the local vanguard, one Captain Marquez, should be able to help you find our man.
Identity verified. You may proceed to the exit.
Damn it.
Wish that bartender at the viewpoint
Went the
would
fucking
stop
wrong way.
complaining to security. I don't know what she lost, but she won't get it back by annoying us.
Yeah?
God damn it.
You okay? That was a hell of a jump. Captain, did your meeting go well? I hope it's clear now why we needed you to agree to all the secrecy. Captain, please, keep your voice down. The situation with the prisoner is a complex one. A holdover from a different era. But it's a situation we've been managing as discreetly and humanely as we can for some time now. And the most critical part of that management is making sure no one else learns of it. Do I make myself clear? The Major doesn't have clearance for this sort of information, and she certainly doesn't need a distraction from her current, very important work. Which is why I need you to keep this to yourself.
Fucking guess.
Because bringing this up to the outside world would create the unfair appearance, Captain, that you're unhinged. And that's not a good look for any of us. Now, was there something in particular you needed to discuss about what we were just discussing? Dr. Reginald Orlaise? He's finally found him. Of course, killing Orlaise is completely out of the question, but bringing him to justice... He's been on the lam for years. That'd be a huge win for the UC. What's being offered in return? Really? He found the members of the research team. We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and manpower if he just gave us that information. Captain, if that's the deal, you have my endorsement. Just so long as you make every effort to bring the man in alive. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss regarding your meeting?
So what the fuck am I supposed to do then? Kill him? Or bring him in? I mean, dude's in a cage in the basement of this place, so what if I just told him that I killed him and brought him in, and then...
So, where to next?
How may I serve you? Don't you just love grand jobs?
Where the fuck do I dock at? Fuck. This is not where I want to be. Not where I wanted to be. This is super choppy. What am I getting hit by, bro? fucking serious? Get me out of here. Just spawn me in the middle of an asteroid? Like, I don't get this shit. Okay, how do I land on this piece of shit, bro? Landing area. You landed me on this fucking planet again?
This adventure was good. Great. Fantastic. A moment I will treasure forever. I'm thinking all three. Whenever I'm lost, I think, what would you do in my shoes? Not literally, though. I've got small feet.
It looked right past the fucking place that I was going.
What's next on the agenda?
Shut the whole fuck up, bro.
Saving the galaxy. Saving the universe.
Doc, how fucking hard was that? How fucking hard was that?
The UC did a hell of a job piecing this station back together after the Serpent's Crusade rolled through.
What?
Well, this station's seen better days. I
Looking
wonder
to
if
lodge
the
a
UC
complaint?
will ever
Then
fully
you want
restore
UC
it to
security,
its former
not the
glory.
Vanguard. Oh, apologies, Captain. Didn't recognize you without the uniform. So, what can I do for you? Orlaise. Doesn't ring a bell. Anything you can tell me about him? Seriously? Out here? Surprised they didn't send out a general notice he's in town. Though, I guess there's less a chance he bolts if they keep it hush. But I expect we would have heard something... Wait... The Warlock! There's been rumor of a ship out there for years now. Doesn't respond to hails, never docks. More than a few amateur investigators have tried to find it. And at least 2 never came back. Aetherius debris fields are plenty dangerous if you're not used to flying in them. But if you're suggesting it might not have been the fields that got them, well, I can give you the coordinates of the Warlock's last sighting. Can't think of a better spot your Orlaise might be hiding. Sure thing. Here, this should get you pointed in the right direction. Go get your man.
Alright guys, this is where I think I'm going to stop it for now.
I'm in the mood.
I appreciate you coming out. Follow and subscribe. Follow on Twitch. Subscribe on YouTube. Yaboisycblat. Really appreciate everybody coming out. Really appreciate it, like I said. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to Game Pass for allowing me to play this game essentially for free. Not exactly, but essentially, you know. Yeah, we'll be back for more. I've got a lot of retro stuff going on, so check that out too. Yeah, we'll be doing much more. Alright. Thank you guys again. Have a good night.